Let's begin from down under, talking about Victoria Azarenka, two-time champion at Melbourne, won in 2012 and 2013. She's now through to her first semi-final in over a decade, it must be said. And that was a comprehensive victory over Jessica Pegula, 6-4, 6-1 that ended as Victoria Azarenka booked a place in the semi-final. Well, in the men's category, talking about the singles now, yes, you had Karen Khachanov book his place in the semi-final, a maiden semi-final for him at Australia, and that came following 2.5 sets, you want to call it, because his opponent Sebastian Korda had to retire injured due to a wrist problem. Yes, the Portland Trail Blazers went action against the San Antonio Spurs, and that was a comprehensive win, it must be said. 37 points from Dame Time, Damian Lillard, just as he is called. Dame Time right there exploding for 37 points in there. Also amassed 12 assists in that game to guide the Blazers to a win. It is just their third win in their last 11 games, having suffered 3 successive losses prior to the game against the Spurs. 147 to 127 points that ended in favor of the Blazers, and they are now 22 wins and 25 losses into the regular season. Well, let's move away from there and talk about the best team in the NBA this season. What a shock it was for the Boston Celtics against the Orlando Magic, and Orlando Magic looks like that boogie team for the Celtics franchise, because this is the third successive time the Boston Celtics are losing to Orlando Magic. 113 to 98 points that ended in favor of the Magic over the Celtics. The Celtics, as I said earlier, are still the best team in the NBA with the best record. They have 35 wins and just 13 losses to their name this season. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, the two men who are the faces of that franchise, scored 26 points apiece, but that wasn't enough to get the Celtics the win. More importantly, it wasn't even able to get them across the 100-point mark. Time indeed is that determinant when it comes to uncertainties in life. I can remember vividly when Harry Kane won the Premier League's Golden Boot. There were talks of, one season wonder, but it's obvious now that he's not just a one-season wonder, or he's not rather a one-season wonder, but a legend in the game. That strike was his 266th and a record equaling strike for Tottenham Hotspur. It joins Jimmy Greaves as Tottenham Hotspur's highest goal scorer in the history of the club, and it's just a matter of time before he surpasses that record and stand alone as Tottenham Hotspur's record goal scorer in history. That strike was also his 199th in the Premier League. I'm showing once again that he has what it takes to mix up with the big boys. Remember, Alan Shearer has that record. I'm talking about 260 Premier League goals. If Kane continues this way, if he stays in the Premier League, you know quite well that he would get the better of that record, barring any career-threatening injury. Well, the match itself was in every one for Spurs. Need few options here and there for them. The first half was a bit cagey, both sides lacking that clear-cut, opportunities before Kane struck just at the death of halftime to give Spurs the much-needed lead going into the second half, and they just held on to that. Fulham had chances. Mitrovic was also a culprit, missing about 2 good chances, to get them level. But at the end of the day, Spurs got the job done, and that's what counts for them. They are currently on 36 points from 21 games, and they are 3 points behind Manchester United and Newcastle when it comes to the race for top 4.